Hello, welcome back to a special episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Starr. Polish is in the freezer until we reach a mission site. And before we get there, we've got a few things. We've got some upgrades, we've got some research, and then we've got to go talk to Grandmaster Kai. On the research front, we've researched 4 out of the 5 seed purification techs, making purity seals cheaper. The cursor is now going angry that I don't have red seeds for those technologies for purification seals. The seed snatch skill, which just means you get 1 more seed every time you extract a seed from something. There's also orbital bombardment over there. It's a decent stratagem, but it requires red. Most importantly, though, is that I need at least 1 red for plot tech. We can't get to the Reapers until I have 1 of every seed. So I'm just checking my options here. A lot of these stratagems are pretty underwhelming, but down there at the bottom, the 4th column all the way at the bottom, you can get extra uses out of stratagems. And that can be really valuable. I have a plethora of green seeds and not a lot of other options. I'm taking bloom suppression. Even more bloom suppression means we don't have to deal with the warp surgeometer as often as long as we're under prognosticar coverage, and we're starting to get a very extensive prognosticar coverage, so it's pretty worthwhile. And as soon as we leave the library, whatever, our gun batteries have been improved. It's a little late. We're starting to run into Death Guard. It is time to upgrade the ship's external defenses, its guns and its shields. Now I only have 13 servitors. I really want 20 for that improved reactor output. A lot of the upgrades here I want are probably 16 or more servitors. So for the moment, we can do a couple of things. Barracks 3 isn't a bad option, but I don't think I have my Barracks 2 filled. And this is cheap. 6 servitors, 12 days. It's not a critical upgrade, but it's nice. And it's going to get us to, what, 3 out of 4? So it's actually probably cheaper and more efficient than actually doing the full repairs. Long-term progress.
Commander, I will be brief. Your strategy to combat these Reapers is one I can get behind. I will provide additional ordnance and trust you will make good use of it. There is, however, one point I must address. Inquisitor Vakir, the detail in your reports has become jarringly opaque. I have had to rely on Brother Ektar's commentary simply to pass your current progress. This leaves me with the peculiar notion that you are trying to test me in some way. I encourage you to correct this by your next report.
Testing him indeed. Should I write for an audience of simpletons?
I found much to agree with in the Grand Master's claims.
Oh, truly? I hadn't taken you for a scholar. Tell me, where in my report did you feel it necessary to edit behind my back?
As senior brother, it is my duty to act in the Citadel's requests. If you were not so blatantly preoccupied with safeguarding your reputation, I would not have been asked to intervene.
You assume much, Purifier. This plague's vectors of attack are numerous, and our understanding of its nature yet limited. I am trying, on my own, and with the crudest of tools, to unravel what chaos has been brooding on for centuries. I do not have the time to waste simplifying my analysis. Commander, surely you understand this.
Losing a prognosticar is just an absolutely terrible idea. So let's resume Plan A and always dunk on Vakir.
Let us not mince words. You mean my failures.
Was there any doubt? I followed protocol and the commander agrees.
I deal in hard facts. Your arbitrary procedures are a waste of my time.
Intervention. This bickering is irrelevant. The Grand Master's acknowledgement of our situational reality is a collective achievement.
Grandmaster Kai is actually happy with us and gave us 2 extra requisition. Gives us more than enough to fully upgrade our armory, or at least the categories that I wanted this time. We're still going to need to save up 6 for the assassin upgrades. In the meantime, we have a few extra requisition either to hold on to for that, or to spend at the next upcoming mission. But before we get there, we have at least one more thing to deal with.
Commander, my research is being hampered by faulty terminals in the Libris. I have submitted multiple unanswered maintenance requests to the Dominus. A detestably inconvenient process, I might add.
Analysis indicates Libra's terminals are operating at 2% above minimum operational thresholds. Preliminary assessment determined the malfunction originated from direct physical trauma. The Inquisitor was informed.
You accused me of sabotaging my own equipment.
Evidence. Ongoing correspondence has included escalating overtures of violence against my acolytes.
I will do far worse than that if this does not get resolved soon.
The choices here are probably pretty straightforward. Repairing the terminal delays ship construction for a while, and I don't want that, it's not worth it. Assigning the servitors is probably the just lose resources to ignore problem
Fine,
result.
but they're better not damage it
Given
further.
that Vekir is already vexed and has the negative research speed bonus because I dunk on her for Grandmaster Kai, I probably could have just straight denied this request and not suffered any further penalty, maybe extended the time, but it might have been really minor, and maybe that was something I should have chosen, but I don't know for certain. And as soon as we're done dealing with Vekir beating up her computer terminal, the next blue missions are out. Down here in the south, we have a really dangerous looking one. Over here in the east, it's full of red. So I have a tough choice to make. I desperately need red seeds to advance, like, technology and plot. But this one has red seeds and it's going to grow 3 blue bloom. This one, though, is also going to get up to 4 pips of bloom. I think, technically, the blue one might be best if I wanted to minimize the amount of bloom on the map. We're preventing 3, removing 1, as opposed to going here, we're preventing 1, removing 1. But I want red seeds, so we're eventually going to go to Spirus. It's just going to take me a little bit to waffle over the choice in my head. It doesn't hurt that Spirus is also offering servitors. Take a quick little pause here and take a look at the Death Guard. And see if I can just beat them there. Yeah, plenty of time. They take too long to leave 1 star and head to the next. We finished the Void Shields. But now I only have 6 servitors, and I cannot build anything more. There's nothing. I can build the commune chamber with our fallen brothers, but that's it. I don't need that. So I'm just gonna sit on servitors. It feels bad not building anything, but that's what we've got right now. So if you excuse me, I gotta get down to the freezer, and I will be right back. Alright, we are here, and once again I have pulled Alish out of the freezer, who now comes with an expanded array of flavors, and today, a very special flavor, raspberry.
That's actually my favorite.
Because today is the first day that we're landing on a planet that has red seeds, which is very important. We need at least 1 red seed for plot, and I want as many red seeds as I can get for upgrades.
Let's see. Purgator, Interceptor. Oh, I don't get to deal with the Purifier.
Oh, no. I think this was a pretty high threat mission, so I brought a higher level people this time around.
I mean, it's fair.
Our prognosticators augured an imminent threat below.
I can sense it already. The bloom spawn here has grown and is ready to expel its seeds. We must act quickly.
Yeah, it sounds like high threat to me.
Yeah, so, what, 2 gnarled roots and a big flower?
Yeah. I mean, 8 turns to destroy the spreader, but you'll get some bonus turns along the way.
Yeah, and we won't have to be stuck in combat time.
Yeah, that really does make such a difference. I have no idea why they decided that was the way to go for those missions.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean,
On the way.
it really throws off when the whole game works one way and they're like, these 2 specific types of missions, completely different. Like, we know that no other big game studios or developers would, have their entire turn-based system game work, predictably in a normal, sensical fashion, and then introduce some sort of DLC that would completely throw that out the window and everybody would hate.
For a second, I thought you were going to be talking about Chimera Squad, but I realized, of course, you're talking about the alien rulers.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No, Commander Squad is good because it's a departure from XCOM and what Jake Solomon was doing for Axis XCOM. But it's internally consistent, and it displays the information very clearly.
Yeah.
So it's good. It was different and took some getting used to, but it worked.
$30 damage.
Yeah.
Does the before you take X amount of damage objective, I can't remember if it actually changes or evolves as you go through? Or if
In the
it's
mission or through the campaign?
through the campaign.
I think it does. I think earlier times I've seen it, it'll be at 20 when it's earlier in the game. It's usually just above like 1 and maybe 1/3 of a knight's HP at the time. Although I guess that's basing off of a Justicar, like our
Yeah, I was gonna
Torres
say
12, but like the Apothecary is 20, the Justicar has like 25.
I think it was 18 on Duel, but
Yeah. Sorry, what?
1.5 Thules.
1.5. We measuring things in Thules now.
I mean, it's almost an even number,
Yeah.
kind of.
Right. Boris has 27. So yeah, like 30 damage is somewhere around a little more than one, like, max level knight. Or as high level as you can get for the time. So I think the objectives do upgrade. I don't think I've seen it over 30. I don't think it goes to like 40 or anything.
I'm still trying to think about whether or not I would have yelled at you to take the Blessed Incense.
Oh. No.
Because, I mean,
6
willpower is a lot. Like, it almost doubles Voldrad Storms.
Yeah.
I mean, Thule, it would only be another 2/3. But, I mean, it might be kind of nice for somebody who you spend willpower on a lot to get a couple of extra uses you don't have to think about.
Right.
But
hey, have we seen Plague Champions before? I can't remember.
I don't believe we have.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure these are new, which is I'm going through everything. Plasma Pistol, Power Fist, that hurts. They're really chunky Plague Marines that tend to boost other nearby Plague Marines with, like, Kill Order and their other abilities.
Yeah, they're kind of like Sergeant-y.
Yeah, right, yeah. So the incense thing, though, I have two thoughts about that. One, I am always, in any game, more a fan of sustain rather than reservoir in terms of resources. So, like, the incense gives you, like, 6 more. That's 6 more that you can deplete, and then what? I would like to try to find equilibrium. Like, you played MWO with me. You know I tried to make heat-neutral mechs, as impossible as that was.
It's still a bad decision that I'll fight you for the rest of time. But I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah. I would rather have the ability to get, like, an extra 1 willpower on kill than have an extra 6 reservoir of willpower. There are a few exceptions for that. So I would actually, I do like the incense for librarians and...
You're going to say apothecaries?
Yeah, I'm going to say apothecaries, especially now that I'm going to try to make 2 of them psyker builds. But also, importantly, oh yeah, this crane. Why? Sure, I can...
It's facing the wrong way, okay.
Yeah, I can blow up the outside of the map. But yeah, apothecaries and librarians, absolutely, because they are the big willpower users who... Well, librarians can get kills, apothecaries you kind of have to beat. But every other class generally has something better to stick in their pockets than the incense. Even the apothecaries, like, it's hard to not take Med Skull and Seed Skull. I would like them to have incense, sure, but, like, I'm not giving them skulls for it.
I mean, honestly, the Seed Skulls are really nice, but there comes to be a point where you could turn around and say, I don't really need the free collection as much anymore.
True. There is a supply and demand of it, and we may be able to get to the point where I have enough that you're right, that Seed Skulls are a luxury or a convenience at that point rather than a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get, like a bunch of really high melee crit people, you can be reasonably assured that most Cs, you're just going to punch them out.
True. You can also, we can Vindicare them out.
Yeah, you can
also,
Vindicare them out, Hammer Hand.
More directly for apothecaries, they have that skill down in the bottom right, the Seed Snatch skill, I don't remember anything's names, but the
I am here to serve.
apothecaries can grab seeds on non-crit melees. And you can just run your apothecary up and just punch the seeds out of them.
Substantially less convenient because it requires your apothecary to melee.
True.
But yeah, it is definitely another option.
Like, nothing is going to be as convenient as a 19 range Seed Skull. But if you're going to sacrifice that pocket, having your apothecary just be able to run up and punch the seeds out of them is nice.
Yeah, and if you're going to be bringing an apothecary, I mean, you're going to take the boosts to Medicae Skulls, and you might as well bring at least one Medicae Skull because that's what your pockets give you for free.
Yep.
You're not replacing it.
So any other class, I just don't want to sacrifice the pocket for instance.
I definitely feel like Librarian is a really good pick for it.
Oh yeah.
Because so much of what a Librarian does is willpower intensive.
Right.
It feels a little bit bad to be like, oh, you can use 2 more abilities in exchange for but honestly, the use of those abilities is often really, really impactful. It's a big deal to be able to teleport everybody. And it's worth being able to do that twice more a mission. We don't have Librarian yet. We haven't really gone over that.
No.
But Gate of Infinity is really strong, and Librarians can just do that. So being able to do that more frequently is really, really nice.
There are some differences. The Librarian needs line of sight rather than anybody.
My wrath is restored, brother.
But the Librarian ones doesn't remove an AP from everybody.
Well, yeah, but just the ability to collect and move it.
Yeah.
Especially since it doesn't cost AP. Teleporting is strong. Teleporting everybody is even stronger. I mean, I could make arguments for any class benefiting from it. Like, Justicars would really like an extra 6 willpower so that they could wave the flag more.
Right.
More aggressively, do Warp Charge wave the flags.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, fuck it, you've got the willpower, and it's more efficient Warp Charge. Marginally so, but it is.
So here's my thing about needing a larger reservoir for wave flag. You can only do it once a turn, and your Justicar should be killing things and getting willpower back. The size of your willpower tank on your Justicar probably shouldn't matter so much that you need to throw incense on him. You need to be throwing him into enemies and letting him pull willpower out of them.
Well, yeah, you're doing that too, but a larger reservoir means that you can do warp wave the flags instead of just the basic.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then you still have some left over for smaller waves of the flags, or to warp charge more frequently. And it still only costs you the one action to do it either way. That's one of the things that makes the warp charge version more efficient.
Yeah. I guess it's playstyle and stuff. For my Justicars, I can't really imagine much better than the melee scroll and the melee book, or maybe if I have a particularly ranged quirked Justicar, the Greaves and Helmet.
Sure, and there is something to be said for the passive buffs are always going to be they may not always be impactful, but you don't have to think about them. They always just work.
Yeah. Maybe a Sanctic Shard if I'm going for a parry Justicar just to tank a melee pod.
Well, I mean, part of the thing with the Sanctic Shard is sometimes works and makes it always work.
Yeah.
Well, with the tier 3 Sanctic Shard.
Also depends on the gear they're modifying. You can get 100% parry with the tier 1 guard if it's a 75% parry.
Yeah.
In any case.
Or if you've got the parry armor.
Oh yeah.
The focus.
So this fight went by quick. I did take 13 damage during it, though, because I didn't recognize that one of the Marines hunkering down was a Melta Marine, and he threw a grenade on us and blew up my cover, and then we took some open shots. Not a great start for the Glorious Deed. If it wasn't for the Glorious Deed, it would be absolutely no concern. Like, I used the Apothecary Skull, and we're topped up. Like, we don't care.
My blade is yours.
Honestly, it's more of, yes, you took 13 damage, but what are the odds that you're going to take 17 more damage? Especially after having done that once already. You're like, oh, be a little bit more mindful. And it'll be fine.
Yeah, or as everyone seems to like to say to me recently, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll find out in 50 hours.
Well, come on.
Because that's how Xenogears rolls.
I'm not going to become the sovereign ruler of another fairy nation again, am I? Don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm going to worry about this.
Well, no, you didn't have to worry about it. You did not become the sovereign ruler of a fairy nation.
Still the ruler, technical ruler of, like, fantasy Mongolia by, I guess, accident, plot contrivance.
Purge. Sanctified and purged.
Everyone knows those things die to the sound of the nice bell. Well, we got plenty of time to cut across the map and deal with the last two objectives, which are right next to each other. I do appreciate it when a map is, convenient? Dense, I guess, maybe?
Well, that may actually be inconvenient. While they are next to each other, that also means that their defending pods are next to each other.
Yes. Though...
I may have to reconsider my stance on the having 17 more damage. We'll be fine.
Right. The chance of taking damage naturally goes up if you have to fight more than one patrol at a time. Or if you have to take artillery fire.
Yeah, like, I suppose you could manage that with the artillery, but it would probably be really rough.
Oh,
You would have to split yourself up into two groups.
Well, I just mean the regular plant spit artillery, not like the hive artillery.
Yeah, I mean, you've got enough time and reputation to manage it, unless the artillery is covering each other. At which point, you have to question, do the artillery cannons know to shoot their artillery at the things attacking the other artillery cannons? Or are they puppies in Final Fantasy XIV?
I just did, what was that, the Veil Hard, or...
Stone Vigil Hard.
Stone Vigil Hard, yeah.
For those who don't play 14, there is a boss, which is a giant turtle, and they're a cannon. And then enemies will attack you with your own cannons. You cannot shoot the cannon at the enemies that are attacking you.
Too close, minimum range, yeah.
But all of the other players are on their own cannons and could cover you if they would open their goddamn eyes for 1 second.
You're in four corners of a square arena. You're supposed to cover each other. It's rough sometimes. This crab, like, this attack theoretically isn't doing much, but it is denying a huge swath of, like, the wall and the battleground and the moving in and getting the cover and things like that.
I kind of think of it like the pinions that the Archons do.
Yeah,
although
yeah, exactly.
It feels more threatening in XCOM for some reason.
Opening fire.
In XCOM?
Yeah.
I was gonna say here because these are much larger blast radiuses. Pinions in XCOM were
This is like a
Jason
single,
only.
single square, but in this, it's like, oh, these are blast radiuses. But you have so much time to, like, dodge around them and multiple APs.
Yeah.
In XCOM, your AP is much... It's not even that it's so much more limited. It's just you have your movement and then your action. You can't, like, shoot and then leave.
Right. Ooh, that's a good point, yeah. Being able to do an action and then move in this is a big change, because, you know, shooting ended your turn in XCOM.
That's why I look at this and say, it somehow just doesn't feel as threatening.
Okay, good point. Also,
His corpse will feed.
Giant robotic crab's less threatening than I remembered, or less durable, I guess.
I
You
mean,
don't
you
have
did-
to worry about the AoEs if the crab doesn't live to AoE.
I suppose it's fair, although all of the areas it was hitting were basically out of cover where you wouldn't have wanted to end up.
Right. I mean, Thule was sitting directly under one, though. Fortunately, the Terminator here has, like, full cover, so he's a little rough to shoot from the front, and he's already engaged his first strike ability.
Here.
Is it time to overwatch the Terminator? No.
No. So, here's a fun thing. Both of his attacks, melee or ranged, only do 5. Boars has, like, 7 armor. You just try to bait him into shooting boars.
I mean, I suppose the easiest way to do that would be to leave boars out of cover.
Yeah, I probably should have left him instead of partial. Although, I think everybody is close enough that the Terminator might be able to maneuver and find a shot it likes more.
Gotta manipulate the Overwatch so you don't actually step out of cover for it.
Exactly. And then realize, like, I think
Yeah,
that was
just reload.
really low chance that that Overwatch is going to do anything productive.
Okay, so there's the two movements to get the flank shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least Foxberry had a point of armor, so that wasn't...
Point of armor, and I think no, that had to have been within half range.
Well, I lost 4 points, so, yeah. Full
Yes.
damage, 1 armor. Yeah.
At once.
And I'm not going to say that this is a criticism of the cover-based system, because it's a problem in XCOM, it's a problem in Chimera Squad. It's sort of a thing that happens. Trying to approach and flank from cover
Yes,
is
Commander.
more or less impossible once you get within a certain distance, because the enemy can almost always find a spot to move to
Right.
where you don't have cover.
So here is me remembering order of operations and using the armor breaker.
Well, that armor is all broken now.
Yeah.
Oh, the interceptor's a little bit too far away.
I think just the bolter
I
does
strike true.
5, and the Narcesium only does 4. So I think that was just for damage optimization.
Well, I was thinking you could have moved the interceptor forward.
I could have. Like, this guy wasn't going to survive being this close
Yes,
to this many
Commander.
knights.
I mean, fair enough.
And
I guess the interceptor already has plenty of XP.
Moving now.
Interceptors just kind of kill steal by habit, so you don't really need to feed them kills. Also, I spent 2 AP grabbing the whatever, the vent or the time extender on the
Unleash
ground.
me.
So he wasn't
At
anywhere
your
near.
command.
Yeah,
Aye,
I mean,
sir.
it's only been one turn.
Another
cut
timer.
battle
So much.
ends in triumph.
The timer has gone down and back up.
Unleash me.
Another little raspberry seed pod right next to my guys. I think here's where I realized what you were pointing out earlier, is that both the objectives are really near each other, and that train car kind of forces me to make a choice to either go wide right or risk down the middle and activating both things at the same time.
I think what you're probably going to end up doing is taking the wide right.
It's like you know me.
I mean, actually, maybe not.
No, you're still
Your
right.
command.
It's just I didn't want to run through the fire.
Yeah. I mean, with 7 more turns and the 8 more turns past
What
you,
is your will?
and the possibility of collecting even more along the way, there's really no reason not to take it safer. If you come from the side, odds are pretty good you'll be able to will at least partially deal with one pod before the other one activates. And even if it does activate, they're going to be like 10 tiles further away. So you'll have like half a turn more time to deal with them.
Yeah, and you're right. We have absolutely all the time we need to play this out at our pace rather than worry about it and rush it. Also, we still have stratagems. Even if I did have a time crunch right now, I could just be running towards the main objective and teleport on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, that does always help. The number of problems that can be largely solved by just Gate of Infinity, Quicksilver, and then also, fuck it, wave the flag.
Yeah.
If that hasn't solved your problem, it's probably because it's a boss. And even then, there are bosses that are more or less solved by doing that.
I really thought you were going to start with a number of problems that can be solved by teleportation, and you reminded me of Heat Signature.
Oh.
The little teleportation traps where you just teleport enemy baddies outside of the ship you're boarding. And then you get weird Steam messages about people having found Jadestar's teleportation device that was named the David Carradine asphyxiation device or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be done.
Okay, where's the
What is your
defensive
will?
pod?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
I kind of would expect at least a couple of dudes to be activated once you solve the tree.
So would I.
I see the mouse cursor shaking over in the direction of the main objective pod.
Yeah, like, I too absolutely expected a patrol here, and I was worried about a second patrol over by the main objective, but no, I just have this dumb tree on its own, I guess. Also, order of operations thing that I need to keep better track of. Armor break with the side cannon first.
Now.
Yeah.
Because
Shredded
it's
it,
going to
that's
matter, because it's going to survive this turn. Means 2 less
Well,
armor I gotta deal with next turn.
Yeah. You can shred it next turn, and then... Actually, I'm not sure it's going to matter, because you're going to get an AP reset next turn after you kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no pod walking in from the edge of line of sight or anything.
Yeah.
Just completely undefended, weird mutant Beltry.
Aye, sir.
I got nothing.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, Nurgle's on a break. I guess it goes to show that while we expect patrols to be anchored to an objective all the time, that is not necessarily so.
Unleash me.
Free movement with the expectation of getting the AP reset.
Yep, exactly.
Then you're gonna kill it, and then you're gonna move over like 3 squares, and then you're gonna get another AP reset as the clouds activate.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Because, like, I could see the edge of your vision. You've got like 2 squares.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am here to serve. As ordered.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Filth unwanted.
Just wait.
Warning. Unstable vault
I don't
disruption
remember
detected.
+2 damage on grenades being a thing.
Nurgle will not give up this round
That's
so
the red
easily.
mutation.
Destroy
Yeah.
that
One
bloom
of the red
spawn
mutations.
now.
That's for the Grenadier cultist, surely. That's
Yeah.
probably for his time bomb. And they don't have an autocannon. They can get +1 like autocannon damage from the
Brothers,
mutation.
strike for the chapter.
It's just weird that the
Yes,
mutation
Commander.
isn't just like +1 damage or +2 damage. It was specifically grenades +2 damage.
Well, then, I mean, because if it was just +1 or +2 damage, it would affect his punch, which I guess you may have
I've
expected,
claimed the
but
seed.
typically the mutations are a bit more specific than that.
Okay, we're just saying fuck it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I have a gold-rated steed that doesn't want me to take damage. I mean, not that it's just that the end of the mission is easily in sight, and I keep not using my stratagems. And then I do the math like, okay, how much do I need to kill plant? And how many extra, like, fun kills can I get for just some XPs? And the combination of support fire and crit purgators can kill these things really fast. Although...
Your command.
Why didn't I get a support fire? Oh no, you know why I didn't get that support fire?
It's still the same turn.
It's still technically the same turn.
Down.
It didn't occur to me that the auto abilities wouldn't have reset.
Well, the auto abilities reset when
What
the
is your
turn
will?
ends or refreshes. If it's
Unleash
still
me.
I just
technically
figured
the
that
same-
if you had an AP refresh, your auto abilities would have refreshed.
No, I guess they must be coded to link to some different mechanism that tells them when to
Yeah,
refresh.
Jake, fix your game.
But yeah, who's the lead dev on this? I gotta go find that.
So, if they're not going to fix the game at this point.
But also, please add mod support, guys. Like, it's been years. Let us mod chaos.
Oh, I mean, if they didn't build in mod support by this point, it's not coming.
Yeah.
If
It's just-
if even like prospective modders can't figure out how to hack in mod support, the developers not doing it is
Yeah.
like, I'm sure this is all a mess of like hard-coded values all over the place.
Execute.
It's just rare to me that I've found a high-profile, well-enjoyed, like popular game like this that has zero mods
match.
after
The Emperor's
years
chosen.
of playtime.
I mean, even you go to the Nexus, at the very least, you expect like, I don't know, a sweet FX profile or something.
The only thing on the Nexus mods for this is a save file that has
Right.
like the pre-order captain guy and like every knight at level 9 and all of the armory unlocked. It's like a new game plus save file essentially. And that's it. That's the only thing I've found.
I mean, I could get behind at this point a save file that like starts you off just with like the pre-order gear, because at some point it's like, okay, you just release that stuff into the wild. You don't indefinitely
Commander.
lock it behind, you know, person buying it from GameStop or whatever.
The pre-order gear, yeah, they did that though.
I know. There have been games in the past that like gave you specific, you know, like cosmetic shit or gear or whatever, depending on whether you pre-ordered it from GameStop or Best Buy. Can't remember what the game actually is, but
Executed.
Yeah.
Down.
And we're gonna beat the last kill of the apothecary.
A battle well fought and won,
mean,
Commander. We have dealt
are there
the
any
enemy a
defenders
major
left?
blow today.
Oh no, I see. Oh no, that's just a,
No, there's a
shadow
cultist at
of
the top of
like-
the screen.
yeah.
He's just hunkering down behind things. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I got almost the entire guard patrol and the plant in one turn.
Oh, not exciting. No level 3s.
Oh, yeah, the armory, yeah.
I
13
mean-
red seeds, though, is good.
It's not to say that level 2 gear isn't worth getting. There's
Yeah, look at
actually
that.
some level 2 gear that's unique and doesn't have a level 3 version.
5 damage bolter that armor pierces. Has a +2 Cybolt.
You know, I kind of like the Aegis reaction staves. Oh,
Oh, pocket armor.
you basically have to.
I have to. Pocket armor is so good.
Silence grenade? I mean, it deals damage and silence. It's not much.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is. Well, I guess frag grenades have the utility of knockback, but yeah, you know, just trading the side effect of a grenade for a different side effect. Not even a level up. Feels disappointing.
I mean, your interceptor was level 8 already.
Yeah, yeah.
There will be a point where there are no more level ups to be had.
Truly a terrible and tragic day. Oh, I need to get the edict faster, quickly. Like the bloom is going places.
I'm fairly certain the very first time that you streamed this, I had tried to encourage you to beeline for making the edict as fast as possible, as soon as possible.
It's a good call, yeah.
Because something about like seeing the map and seeing travel time is like, speed is life.
Well, we'll get to that when I have more servitors. I need more of them desperately. But that'll be it for today. Thank you all for watching.
Raspberry.
Hey there, everybody. I wanted to say a big thank you to my YouTube audience that responded after the video where I posted about Ducat. Thank you all for your generosity and your donations and your support. It's really touching just to know I have an audience that's been watching me, some of you for so long, that have just left little messages saying that, you've watched previous LPs, and I'm glad I have, lifelong viewers. It means a lot to me to know that my work is appreciated. And more importantly, you guys have really come through in a big way. The donations far exceeded my expectations, and just your donations alone have made sure that, should the worst happen, Ducat will be able to afford another hospital visit. However, I'm really happy to say that following his blood work on the 25th, it took a few days to get the results back because they sent it to a more detailed lab than doing it on site. His blood work is down, or the values are down. He is healthier than he was a week ago. He is trending towards improvement. He is not at the point where the blood levels are normal, but they are way down. If they continue to go down, he's going to be in good shape. He might be on some medication lifelong because of this, but that's nothing new. He's been on heart meds and intestinal meds since March, and those are expected to be lifelong as well. So he might be a little bit of a grumpy cat once a day when I have to give him, 3 meds a day, but he's going to be healthy. Unless something drastic changes, he's going to be healthy. So thank you all for that. The support everyone has shown me has been far more than I ever expected, being just a tiny little YouTuber. I'm so glad I have just a caring audience. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next update, and I'll put another Ducat update at the end of another video, hopefully when his condition stabilizes and he's given a clean bill of health.